Andrea, please.
Kia ora, I'll try to save you some time, Phil.
No, you've got 10 minutes. You go for it.
Right, and I'm in control of this if I just send it right. So I'm Andrea, I'm the chair of the Resident Association, and the rest of them are in the surf today because it's such a nice day, but here we all are. So I'm talking about some disposal of land out there that I've put my name on. So basically, we're 3,000 people, 3 hills. We've got young renters, we've got visitors, and there has been some interest in people wanting to actually sort of urban farm. We have 1,000 people visiting on a weekend, which is a worry for tsunami, but that's another thing. So we run projects. One of the ones is we're doing our evacuation plan. So that's my committee on the left. So we're a youngish committee. That's why most of them kind of still working. And I'm a landscape architect, so I work. Yeah, we've got these issues out there. So we could have earthquakes, tsunamis, fires, pandemics, floods, and we want to be more resilient. So we wanted to get some of the land that you wanted to dispose of on Wakefield that's across from the cliffs. And I'll show you the map. The whole idea is that when the pandemic did come, food security was kind of a thing. And people were like, wow, what about the fresh food? And we do have young people who really want to grow their own food, but they have no land. And especially if you live in an apartment, you don't have anything. So the Richmond Berry Garden is up at the top of the screen. It's up against the cliff. They meet one Sunday a month, and they do a good job growing some things. At the bottom of the page, we have the Van Ash Community Garden. They meet Tuesdays from 10 to 12, and I've talked to Catherine, and that's mostly a social thing. And then we've got Gavin's No Dig Garden. It's a permaculture garden against the cliff as well, which is where we're kind of wanting to go. And that is it produces food, but it's not highly productive. So this whole urban farm idea, this is where we would be right in the middle there. So that is the Berry Garden across from the bowling club. That is the Van Ash. Believe it or not, it's under that massive tree, so it's not that productive. And this is the kind of thing we want. We actually want urban farming and allotments. So in Europe, people who live in apartments rent land on a farm and they can grow their own food. So this is the whole idea, just enabling people. Studies, tons of studies on this. I mean, mental health for the youth, we think we're all doing great. We have new cars, houses, and boats, but the young people are killing themselves. I mean, I don't want to say it, but teenage suicide it's real. I've just had friends who've lost a son. So we need to do something with these kids, and I think growing food is awesome. We're also closing the loop on waste, so we want to feel that the young people have agency. You know, we can clean up. Our beach is covered with plastic, believe it or not, and the mammals eat it. And so we're closing the loop on that. We've just started our recycling scheme, but we have a repair shop that needs some more room. We have surfboard repair, bike repair. We have a reuse. We have like upcycle household goods that don't end up in landfill. People actually come and take them home. And we want to do more of this, more growing, and use some of our compostable waste, not sending it to the smelly Bromley place. And then we can do education. So as you know, education's key with all this moving forward. Changing behaviors. So we've basically got this up and running now at the police station at our little hub. We've got a small space, and we've got to deal with Tetra Pak. We're going to be a collection point for them, but we are in the police station. It's a small space, and we're basically at capacity there. So that is why, if you look at your map, you'll see. I can go back, can't I? How do I go back on this again? To that map. So there's those 2 sites. One's the old gas works that's contaminated, so you can't grow food there. Yeah, that top one there, that one, yeah. So in the middle of the screen, if you hit there, there's 2 sites. Duncan Street's in the middle of them, and I put in the submission for this thing, I put in a whole 4 pages of plans. So one bit that isn't contaminated, we want to have an urban farm where we have an urban farmer who's interested. They would actually be on site to help these people with their allotments. So there's enough room to do allotments and an urban farm. So that supports itself. And then with the gas works, we'd like to actually have it as a place for people to store their massive campers and boats and things that are in the road, and more room eventually to have it as our zero waste network hub. Because at the police station, we don't own it. They can kick us out at any minute. So we have an MOU, but if they want to sell that, they will sell that. And land is worth a lot in Sumner. I am worried about you guys selling pieces of land, and then the Alpine Fault goes, and those rocks along that Richmond face, like, they have been checked, but then every time we have a rain event, this is not granite, this is not secure rock, this is just stuff that flakes off. So I'm just worried that if you go and sell these pieces of land along Wakefield, and then there's the big one, and then someone dies, I just don't want to see that. So we would like to farm it. Mm-hmm. That's it. And I'll take questions.
No, that's very good. So just I'm on the right track. It is some land that we already own.
Yes.
This is for everyone out there watching it. And it's a piece of land that would probably never be allowed to be sold to be built on, because it could be dangerous. But it would be safe enough to do urban farming on it.
Yes. Well, the arrangement you guys have at the moment with Gavin is that with farming, there's someone there maybe 2 hours a day, right? Mm. And they're not sleeping there, So, it's that. And it in the annual plan, when you say for disposal, it's hard to figure out what you're actually meaning. Like, because I know that there's pressure on, in Sumner, people want to develop, right? Okay, apartments. But we're going to retreat from there. There's $1 million establishment I just was at yesterday looking at for clients, and they built it over the drain. Like, the drain comes in a concrete thing, and then this guy's built this development over it where it goes under the parking, and it goes to the Scarborough Playground. I'm thinking, okay. So we just have to be super careful about developing out there. Look, I'm all for people.
Sorry, it is land that's ours.
It is absolutely yours.
Making sure for everyone.
Yep.
We've got one, Yanni, because you didn't get one last time.
Okay. I was just really interested, having represented this area during the earthquakes and dealing with the really tragic consequences of people being outside when the boulders came down. It always worries me around the life risk and the safety. So I was just trying to understand, have you had any sort of assessment around the life risk? Because I do get concerned. What would happen in a future event? And I just want to...
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I agree. I'm concerned too. Look, we have no money. And we could do an assessment.
Is there something that staff have talked to your groups about?
No, so every once in a while there's the geotech guys are out there looking at the land for someone who wants to build a house. And you go, oh, all right, really? But I would say that if you're gardening and you feel and hear and you look up,
you're out of there.
You're bolting. Because there's one rock in Gavin's garden and in this one garden that we would be on, and it's, it sits there. So you go, oh yeah, reminder. Yep.
There's a large bun in, right?
Yeah, the bun's in, there's planting above. Look, hey, we don't know, do we? Yeah. It's one of these things.
I can ask the questions of staff, but I love the work that you're doing. I love the proposal. It would be good to get more information about that.
It's totally different from community garden, though. It's like community garden is not into production, like let's grow enough food for our family. This is what this is.
Okay.
This is different.
Pauline, please. And then you're the last one.
I might have missed it. I was just wondering, is the piece of land that you're after on our disposal?
Yes, it is. 100%. It's in my submission. I have a plan in the submission that has your map.
Yes,
and then I have another map with what we want to do.
Yeah. So it is on our list. Okay.
Yeah. So we do have Life and Vacant Spaces. I've been talking to her, but this would be a long-term lease. So I think it would be more between council and us rather than involving Life and Vacant Spaces. But I've been talking to I can't remember her name, and yes, she's the only one. And we do have quite a few people approaching us who want to grow food, but where we're growing food at the moment in these community gardens isn't that productive. I'm just as a
Okay,
grower
thank,
of food.
thank you very,
Yep,
very much
okay.
for coming in. That's
Yep,
brilliant.
cool.
Ta. Right, Aaron, please.